What's going on?
Chat's trying to bully me into getting a vasectomy. Vasectomy.
Why is... Okay, let me just ask you this before I make any judgments. Why does chat not want you to have any more kids? That's the question.
Well, listen, this is not going to make us like the most popular individuals on the internet in our target demographic, but there is like an anti-kid sentiment that's pervasive online for sure.
What do you mean, like r/kidless?
Well, there's like r/childfree and r/ anti-natalism and stuff like that.
Wait, what's
but even more
what's
than
natalism?
That, natalism is like the I don't want to go too off. Like child-free is like I don't want to have kids and I'm tired of people like bugging me about it. Anti-natalism is like having kids is immoral because every human life contains suffering, and like willfully creating another human being is like making an unconsenting being suffer.
Okay, can we just go I've never heard that before, but can we just go with this logic? So let's just say,
yeah, okay.
I mean, it's like pretty dark, but let's just say everyone was a fatalist or whatever you called it, then there would just be no humans.
Correct, yeah. And that's like their end game of their philosophy, I think.
I mean, it sounds like a faction Fallout 4.
You know what, Todd Howard? I do not consent to you to take this rhetoric and put it into Fallout 5. All opinions expressed here are the intellectual property of Dan Giesling Incorporated.
So basically you're saying like there's the popular sentiment on the internet in our subgenre is r/kidless?
Maybe I wouldn't necessarily say the most popular.
Okay.
But I would say there's a lot of it, yeah.
Okay. Why do you think that is? I mean,
this is a crazy start. I'll give you my my cliff notes on why I think it is.
Okay.
One is I think if you're a young adult, you don't want to have kids because you're like living your own life. You're still establishing yourself. So that's like step one, is that we work in like an industry where a lot of our viewers are younger than us at the very least.
Okay.
I also feel like, you know, as time has gone on, the economic conditions in North America, people are tending to have children later and later. And then perhaps it's easy to rationalize like, I don't want to have kids versus like having kids is not economical right now. But I also feel like socially speaking, you know, we're in an era where, I mean, can I say something a little cringe about millennials as on myself?
Let's cringe our face off today.
I feel like our generation, maybe more so mine, I'm like only a few years younger than you, but I feel like you almost have like a little bit more in common with like Gen X. I feel like there's a lot of millennials in our age demographic that are still like trying to live out their teenage years in their early 20s, which is fine if that's what they want to do in their life.
So just to paint the picture, so someone in their early 20s living out their teenage years, what would someone in
no like even in their 30s like living out their teenage years.
Yeah, so like what would someone in who's like 31, what would that person like dress like, and what would they be doing? I
don't know what they would dress like. I think you're trying to get me in trouble. But I think that they would enjoy having ample amounts of leisure time, shirking unnecessary responsibilities, having the freedom to, travel or have more money to pursue like hobbies that they find fulfilling versus like the perception that you lose a lot of that when you have a kid.
So
I think that has led that like personality and societal element has led to a little bit of an anti-kid bias.
Got it. So let me ask you this then. So, do you think that having a kid, in your experience, shirks your free time? Is that what you're trying to say people think?
Yes, I think that's like undeniable.
Okay. But you're saying it's not as bad as maybe r/kidless thinks.
No, I think like the Reddit sub-community for any kind of like ethos is always the most extreme, insane people that are representative of that ethos.
Got it.
Like even people on the I'm like anti-car and pro public transit, I will never go to the subreddit r/fcars because all the top posts are always like, look at this dry void blocking the bike lane, and it's like a 61-year-old lady like trying to get to her doctor's appointment. It's there like all people with cars should be shot into the sun immediately. I live in a town with 300 people, and there should be like a subway that takes me from where I am to my exact place of work. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry. We got to meet in the middle somewhere if we're going to make some progress. It would be nice. I would love that for you, and I would love that for me as well.
So if you had to guess, percentage, we could just lump a collective audience. Out of 100 viewers, just an average like sample size, how many do you think are r/kidless mentality? Not they don't have kids, but you're talking like kidless.
8.
Okay.
Everything is so expensive. We can't even go to the movies without spending $30.
In your community, I'm going to say
Most
3.
people can't fathom a kid if they can barely support themselves.
What are you trying to say?
I think you got more normal people that watch you because you're more normal than me.
Yeah, I don't think I disagree with that, but here's the thing. I've never seen you in a normie situation, right? Like, say you're at a neighborhood barbecue. I don't know what that NL looks like. I know what Northernlion looks like at like a Catalina wine mixer at PAX East, which is not normie at all. But like at like your neighborhood barbecue.
Yeah.
Are you rolling up with anything? You bringing anything in hand, or you just saying, hey, you got to supply everything?
I would probably, well, depending on the vibe.
Yeah.
I would show up with either a bottle of wine or maybe like a 6-pack.
Elden Pogs.
Okay. And then
maybe some chips, maybe like 3 bags. I'm thinking like a Lay's yellow, a Lay's barbecue, and then maybe like a Lay's green, like a sour cream and onion.
I mean, I thought you were gonna go normal, a little out there to express yourself.
Well, I don't want to go. It depends how well I know them. I might show up with like a salt and vinegar or a dill pickle, but like if I'm meeting people for the first time, then
is it too Canadian to bring ketchup chips? Like, do Canadians not do that?
We eat them. I wouldn't say that they're like the most popular, but like I think they're pretty good. I don't even like ketchup that much.
Okay. Just side note to just detract from the conversation.
Let's get some momentum.
We need to level. We came here because our weapons are not strong enough for the boss.
Correct.
Did you level your weapon up?
No, well, you know what? Let me try something here. I have 4 small runes. That gives me 800 runes, and then I'm going to strengthen my armament.
Brother, it's tough times in our economy right now, in our
we're broke.
Elden Ring economy.
We're not supposed to be fighting this guy, right? Like the boss that we're fighting, we're not supposed to be fighting him yet.
Let's check the map. Yeah, no, I think so did you know about this in Elden Ring? If you hit the triangle button, you see that map?
Triangle button?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, anyway, just get
if you're on the map and you hit triangle. If you're on the map and you hit triangle.
Yeah, but then you see those like yellow like stuff coming out of the circles. That's the direction we're supposed to be headed.
You know what? I did know that. I did.
But here's the thing. Why is there still one on Margit?
Because I think instead of being here, weren't we supposed to go to like the Hogwarts or something?
Oh, yeah.
And like Rhea Lucaria, is that... I feel like that's who I fought second, but I don't remember. That was like 2 years ago. I'm being told that I'm very wrong.
Okay.
That's after this. Are you saying we just got to go like man mode?
Oh, chat's saying those lines are permanent. Go south. Okay. We can, let's go to the first step and then we'll go south.
I would like to vote yes. We'll go to Limgrave.
So when you're at your neighbor, as soon as we travel?
Limgrave.
All right, cool. So when you go to like a neighborhood barbecue, how normie adjusted do you feel you are?
I'm usually the weirdest guy at the barbecue.
Really?
Yeah. But like I pepper it in. Like if it was you and me hanging out, I could be genuine to myself, which is a little weird right off the bat. But like at a normie barbecue, you know, you talk about the weather, you talk about work, sports, and then maybe you like you throw in like one NL style joke and see how people react to it. And usually like I would say like 40% of people are receptive and they say that's pretty funny. And I'm like, those are my people. And I can tailor the material more towards them.
So like what would be an appropriate NL joke at a neighborhood barbecue in Vancouver?
Well, I don't know. It depends on it's so dependent on the situation. I couldn't tell you in advance.
Okay. Have you
Like you just walked up to Drew Carey and said, "Hey, tell a joke." Like that's not his style, you know. He's got to be zooted out of his mind at the Sphere in Las Vegas first.
Chat, did Ryan Gary just compare himself to Drew Carey? Caught, all caps. I would say, but here's the thing. Like when you drop that, are you dressed in like hiked up khakis with a Disney button up and thick rimmed glasses?
Probably not. I wouldn't be wearing the Disney button up at the function. I might be wearing like a Patagonia button up, maybe like blue with some abstract shapes on it, short sleeves, like Dilbert style.
See, because here's what I'm getting at. I don't think you're as weird as you think you are in terms of normiehood.
I think that's true. I think I'm weird for a normal person.
See,
I'm weird. Weird is a loaded term too. Like I can fit in socially. It's just every once in a while I maybe say something on purpose that a lot of people would be like, you shouldn't say that. Like, why would you say that? That's weird. And the reason that I do it is because it's funny. And occasionally you find another kindred spirit out in the wild, and then you're like, okay, now we can be friends.
Have you located anyone in your normie life that is like that?
Yeah, there's a couple of like other daycare dads that I'm like, our sense of humors are resonant with one another.
Okay, I respect that. See, I just think like if I'm at a neighborhood barbecue, I just think you're the funny guy. I don't think you're the weird guy.
I appreciate that. Does being the funny guy entitle me to get a hot dog and a hamburger, or am I still like on an either or type basis?
See, that's
or maybe we gotta wait till.
That's the kind of joke that you tell.
Thank you.
That's not. That's like if you were to be like, hey, did you see Goju in the last Airbender? Like to me, that's like pretty weird at a barbecue. No offense to your chat that's wearing.
But you know what's
Goju
crazy
shirt.
is that like at like 50% of barbecues, or maybe I'm just like flubbing the delivery. At 50% of barbecues, the person on the grill would be like, "Wow, that's pretty funny." At the other 50%, they would be like, "You should still only take one until everybody gets some, and then we'll see what's left over." Like they just wouldn't pick up on the vibe, right?
I mean, it sounds like you live in a pretentious neighborhood. At my barbecue, everyone's probably laughing at that one, especially the dads.
I gotta move to the Midwest, man.
Bro,
so people are having more fun out there.
Bro, you'd be sliding into the Midwest like your fresh pair of Crocs you just brought last week.
Oh man.
I saw this post. It was like the Midwest form of peer pressure, and it was a picture of like a guy on the other side of the fence mowing his lawn. And I'm like, dude, that hits so hard.
It goes crazy on r/Midwest.
All right, we're getting some levels here.
Dude, I got insulted by one of my neighbors when I was mowing the lawn like 2 weeks ago.
What happened?
So I'm mowing, and then I can't remember if I already told you this. Talk about like dad core, but I was mowing the lawn, like at the side of our house. So like there were people walking by that could like say hello, nice weather, go Canucks, etc., etc. And this guy, he walked up to me. I pulled my headphones out and said hello, and he just said, "Is that a push mower?" Like it's a Dagwood comic strip from like 1941 or something like that. He said, "Is that a push mower?" And I said, "Nah, it's electric." And then he kind of like looked it up and down and said, nah, I prefer gas. And I said, well, yeah, like it's more consistent, obviously, but like, you know, we don't have a problem with electric because like our yard's not that big. And then he was going off. He was like, well, you see, your problem is that you like waited too long to mow it. Like lots of people think you don't mow throughout the winter, but you're supposed to mow like at least once a month when it doesn't rain. And I was like, okay. Then he started talking to me about people keep throwing their dog poop in his garbage can. And then he's gonna like put up a security camera and then like find them and then throw the dog poop on their front yard or throw his own poop in their. Are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, like we're like 100 feet down in the conversation, and I have a question at the 1-inch line.
Sorry, please. I
Why, like, why didn't you hit him with a? Did I ask you? Question mark.
Oh, I was being nice.
I know, but like at some point, like, there's nice, and then there's get off my lawn, buddy. you never.
Gravity stone.
Oh. I thought that was you.
I've never hit somebody with that. Although I will say I was in a situation like literally like 4 days later. I was at a restaurant with my daughter, and an old lady who was in her 80s. Oh God, I don't want to be here. An old lady who was like in her 80s started making conversation with me very vulgarly. Like she was like, "Who the F can even afford to live here? The people who work at this restaurant are like effing idiots. They can't get anything right." And then she said, "How do you feel about the shots?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And she said, "The COVID shots." And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go. Sorry." I removed myself from the situation.
This was in front of your daughter. She just started dropping F-bombs.
Yes.
See, that's where I would have said something. I wouldn't have said something. I would have kind of looked at, holy cow, we got to get out of here. I would have looked at her, looked at my daughter, and then given her the shrug, like, you know, like, not like the shrug with the hands, but just move the shoulders up to the ears, like, you know, like, come on, you know. But something tells me she wouldn't have picked up on that social cue.
Yeah, she was cooked. I don't know why, but she was cooked for sure.
So there's this.
Does your kid understand bad words? I hope not, because I'll be listening to all sorts of stuff in the car.
I'm gonna try to get my soul. Wait, can we get out of here? I think we have to defeat this place. Wait, let me get my souls and then let's get out of here. Get your souls too.
I'll do my best.
So
I'll do my best.
There's this store that we go to frequently. I won't. It'll dox, so I'm not gonna say it. But anyways, I take my sons there. We have a good time. We're probably there like once a week. I'd say it's like Costco adjacent.
Okay.
But whenever we go there, there's a 50% chance there's a greeter at the door who, like, literally, you'll take 1 foot in the building, and he starts pummeling you with like, try to get this credit card. Like,
oh yeah, okay.
And
yeah.
every time we go, and then if we say no to the credit card, then he'll pivot to my kids and be like, "Oh, we got like free samples over here of candy. Do you guys want to come over here, kids?" And like he's like 75, but he's always hard selling. Did you leave this area, by the way?
I managed to get my souls, get a new bonfire, and walk out.
Okay. So anyway, so he's always hard selling, but it's like super awkward, and it just got to the point where. Like, we were there at the store yesterday, and we pulled in the parking lot. My son's like, "Dad, is that guy gonna be there?" And
no.
And I'm like, "What guy?" He's like, "You know, the scary guy that doesn't leave us alone." And I'm like, "Well, now I gotta say something, you know." But also, it's like, how do you? Oh, I should have teleported out. So, but like, how do you have this conversation telling someone to leave you alone? That's also gonna be a lesson. This is what I'm thinking for my kids, right? Because like. Just because he's, and I didn't say this word, just because he's annoying doesn't mean you're mean to him. So we walk in the store, and all of a sudden, like, he zoomed in on us, and my son kind of squeezed my hand a little tighter. And I think he was like a little frightened. So this is what I said to the guy. So fully judge me. I said, "Hey, look," I go, "Me and my 2 sons, we like to come in here and really not be bothered." I said, "We would love to say hello. So I'd like to do something to kind of give you like the heads up that we're saying hello." And I made the peace sign and I shoved it in his face. And I'm like, when I do this, my boys and I will do this too. That's our way of saying hello. And he just kind of looked and goes, "Hump," and then walked away. But like, I didn't know what else to do. Like, because we love going to the store. It's a fun experience, but my kids are scared of him because he keeps asking them to give them candy. What else would you do?
I mean, I don't think he did anything wrong. Putting myself in your shoes, I probably would have just been like, well, let that be a lesson to you, honey. There's lots of weird people out there.
I don't know, but like once my kid was like scared, I'm like, okay. Like I thought the dude was like a little creepy, but you know, you kind of give people the benefit of the doubt. How did you get out of here, by the way?
Here, I'll escort you.
Yeah.
Because you can't teleport or anything, right?
No, because it says like not available.
Okay, chill at the bonfire. I can get us there. Just takes a second because I don't know where I'm going.
But seriously, that was like, how would you have extinguished that situation? Because you don't want it to happen anymore. No, I cannot transport.
One sec.
All right.
1 sec. You think you can make this jump?
I don't even see you.
Isn't there a jump? Oh, there's A. Right, that's right. Okay, hang on. Okay. All right. Oh.
You're good.
Okay, I'm gonna sip the flask,
Okay.
and then we'll kill this guy. I'll get killed through the wall. Bro, save some HP for the rest of us, dude.
All right, we got him. Oh.
No.
Wait, so what would you have said to the guy? Because it's a store that you love
I'm
going
fighting
to.
for my life out here. No. Oh.
Hey son, there's nothing to be scared of. The guy's doing his job. We'll tell him no thanks and move on. We've told him no thanks 5 times. Oh, how did Sigourney Weaver get in here?
I'm not even at the same bonfire because I made it down to another one. Now I gotta run back to that one.
Okay, wait, are you out of Crystal Caves?
Yes.
Okay, I found, there we go.
Yo, yeah, go. Okay, I'll stall him. Get the bonfire down there.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
What the heck happened to this guy? Dude, literally, the AI rage quit when I backstabbed him. Sad.
All right, so now we can get out of here?
I think so.
Okay. Let's get the heck out of here. We cannot. We still have red lines.
Really? Wait, can't you just like... Oh, you're right, we do. What if we walk outside?
Okay. How the heck did we end up in Caelid? What the heck, man?
Okay, go back to the first step.
Okay.
But I have 60,000 runes, bro.
How?
I don't even know what happened. I don't know how I got 60,000 runes. I also got 5 dragon hearts. I don't even remember what those do. Oh, the big dragon in the area died randomly. Let's go, bro. Level me up. Holy. Do you have 60,000 souls? You must.
I may have died when that happened. I do have 60,000.
Holy.
What are you pumping? Strength?
Strength and endurance, bro. That's all there is.
All right.
Leave him alone. He probably eats cat food for dinner every night. No, in all honesty, I probably would. I would give my daughter some version of like, you know, he's weird, but don't worry about him. He's chill. Also, like, you can always just, as long as they're not like threatening you, you can just be nice to them and then make fun of them once you get like out of earshot. That's a good coping mechanism.
See, my thing was, I'm like, okay. After I had the conversation, I felt good about it because I'm like, okay, he's not going to 1 hour photo us based on that interaction. All right.
Great movie, though. Great movie.
It is. That's a great movie. It makes you look at like strangers a different way, but
also the only movie where you can see Robin Williams say Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Really? Did you ever watch that?
Yeah. I saw it in, well, 1 Hour Photo I saw in theaters in the
Oh.
9th grade, which was probably not advisable. It was pretty scary, but
Speaking of,
it's funny the things you remember. I saw it, I have 2 stories about 1 Hour Photo really quick. One is, my friend saw it too, and he was like, what did you think about the hotel scene when Robin Williams has like the couple captured in the hotel and he forces them to my man?
I don't remember that part.
And I said, yeah, it was really scary. And he said, yeah, I was creaming my jeans. And I said, what? Because they're like doing it. And he's like, no, because I was so scared. So for like the next 5 years, I thought creaming your jeans meant that you pooped your pants because you were so scared. But I was right in the first place. It means to release my man into your pants.
Wait, but let me ask you this without getting in too deep into the rabbit hole. Did he my man or did he number 2?
Well, I think that he was so scared he thought he might number 2, and he thought that was creaming your jeans.
I've never heard of that statement in my life, but must be
It's
Canadian.
not a Midwest vernacular, I guess.
No, not at all. But although I do feel like Ontario is Canada's Midwest.
No. Well, you know what? Ontario is such a big province.
Not Toronto,
There are
though.
parts of it that's like the cities are not the Midwest, but once you get into the new markets of the world, yeah, maybe I could see that.
I'm talking like Mississauga, Kitchener, you know, that kind of area.
I don't know if I would say the analog holds up 100%, but
The Midwest is definitely not Alberta or Thunder Bay. I can tell you that.
no, well, Alberta's the South.
Okay, I was gonna say Alberta's like North Dakota.
Also true. Yeah. All the parts of America where nobody lives.
All right. I think we could fight the boss now, don't you?
I mean, we did just get like 12 levels for free, which is kind of sick.
Let's clear these eggs and then let's go fight the
And
boss.
Miyazaki was really cooking with these ones.
Bro, you think Miyazaki he doesn't even work on his own games, man?
He probably delegated this out to like a junior dev or
Yeah.
something. I'm poisoned! No, actually, now that I think about it, they inflict poison, so he was definitely in charge of this part.
Do you think there are some enemies in this game that was designed by like an intern, and then the intern at their local neighborhood barbecue brag about it, and then they get labeled the weird guy?
Absolutely. When they go to the Hanabi or whatever, it's the Cherry Blossom Festival. They're like, you know, I made Melania. They're, okay, buddy. Food at the barbecue thinks he's Hidetaka Miyazaki.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right,
Ready for what?
for Morgot.
Oh, that's right. That is
We can get him.
Thornhill. That's Margit, though. You've cast a vote to go to Margit.
It's the same guy.
I think you need to cast a vote to go to. I've rejected your vote.
Secluded cell.
I placed a vote for Secluded Cell.
I got you. Let's do it.
Slurpa. One moment, please. Secluded Cell.
Wait, so so when I was leaving for a minute and I heard your conversation you're talking about, and I do feel like you're a good sport last why are we at Stormvale? Oh, this is the cell. I feel like you're a good sport last week, but don't take this the wrong way. I didn't take you as like a ladies man. I thought you struggled in that department pre-Kate.
I think that's well, maybe not pre-K, but pre-K7 for sure. But
I said pre-Kate.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know it's a pre. Why?
I don't know. But so like, what are you doing buying that stuff if you're having issues in that apartment?
Well, A, you know, you want to be prepared, and B, if anything, I would say that my choice of prophylactic indicated that I was not experienced in that domain.
Was it like a dare or something? Like someone dared you to go buy
It
something?
wasn't a dare. There was you know, I wanted to be prepared. The opportunity was there, and I wanted to make sure I was ready to go, man.
But how did you know the opportunity was there?
How does anybody know the opportunity is there? It's vibes. It's hints and inferences. It's context and situations. It's a furtive glance exchanged, you know, across the room.
Don't lie, you just straight up asked. I could see you just straight up asking.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't. It was hints and allegations, spinning in infinity.
Chat,
I don't want to be too explicit about it.
Why in chat if you think Ryan asked, and if no?
First off, what's wrong with asking?
Nothing.
And secondly, it wasn't like that. I'm more confused about why you don't believe me. You have your preconceived notion of me, and that's fine. The plug weird, but he chill though. There's lots of girls that are weird but chill too.
Are there?
Yeah, probably.
Not according to Twitch chat. Whenever they see an anime girl on the screen,
they're probably like at the library or something, or I don't know, reading like books about vampires. But you get the idea. They're out there.
I don't know. I think, you know, I would probably have to guess Twitch. The creation of Twitch has probably helped more my mans than not, you know? What do you think? Twitch, the invention of Twitch probably, it's like one of those things that happens in history and has like a butterfly effect in a different way, unintended. I feel like Twitch has probably like created more relationships than they ever intended to. Like people meeting in your chat right now.
I feel like you've said one of the most insane, indefensible statements I've ever heard.
I'm saying Twitch was created, and a byproduct of the creation was people meeting and getting married in relationships that would never have ever been before, and probably to a higher extent than Twitch intended.
Yeah, but did it really create new relationships, or did it just siphon off some of the marriages that would have happened like through Final Fantasy 14 instead?
Bro, do you really think searching for my anime waifu 5779 in your chat was gonna find someone outside of an obscure joke that you made and 2 people plus 2'd you, and the other person saw their name and like, oh, she laughed too, maybe I got a chance?
I don't know, man. It's just it's too far for me. It's too far.
All right, don't die.
But I will say, for anybody out there watching, don't buy the flavored ones. You don't need them. If you think about it for 5 seconds, you'll realize it doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying there's not fringe cases where maybe there's some relevancy. I'm just saying it's not worth the surcharge. Just get the normal ones. You'll be okay. Unless they started making ones where it was like those Harry Potter jelly beans, where like some of them taste like, you know, angel farts and some of them taste like toxic waste. Can you imagine?
Harry Potter jelly beans. What?
We remember the jelly beans that we did for that one punishment that one time? Those were originally Harry Potter branded.
How do you remember that?
Well, because I was there when they came out.
Oh. All right, we can win this fight, by the way. Side note.
This is easy, honestly. Hey, this guy ain't nothing but a peanut. I am dead though.
I don't remember this soundtrack going that hard.
Well, I beat him first try on my playthrough, so I didn't even know he had these kind of attacks.
Chad, is that true? Also, side note, do you ride your bike through your neighborhood?
No.
Why not?
I am worried about being hit by a car and killed.
Okay, you are the weird guy at the barbecue then.
What?
Because I know you love riding bikes, and you're not gonna ride your bike at the 1% chance you get steamrolled.
1% chance of death is like super high.
Is it though?
Yeah.
Whenever I hear about statistics about like, oh, you're more likely to die in a car crash than an airplane, I think of it as like Russian roulette, and I'm like, with 100 chambers, I'll take those odds. It's not happening.
But what do you mean that you're comparing two things? So which one's Russian roulette?
But I'm just saying, if it's like, oh, you have a 1 in 50 shot to die by getting on an airplane, I'll be like, bro.
That's so high, dude. That's crazy.
But I'm saying, like, I look at it as like a revolver with 50 chambers. I'll take those odds, man. I got good luck. That's not happening.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay. Let's assume that for the sake of argument, this 1 in 50 chance was real.
Yeah.
If you're going on one flight, sure. But what about like when you look at your life? You've probably taken like 200 flights or something, right?
Yeah, but that's 200 individual 1 out of 50 chances.
Yeah, but on an average, like statistical standpoint, you would expect to have been in 4 plane crashes.
No, that's not how it works. But
It is how it
no,
works.
it's not. It's a roll of a D50 individual times.
Yes.
So each time it's 1 out of 50.
Yes. But if you rolled them 50 times, you would expect there to be 4 in a large enough data size.
50 times. If I'm going from like New Zealand to New York to Japan to Brazil, back to back to back to back, then yeah. Wait,
You're
so
probably it's probably riskier to fly like Detroit to Chicago because I think they put their worst pilots on that one.
wait, so
So I'm never when we're flying like Vancouver to Tokyo, I'm like I know I've got like the Wayne Gretzky of Air Canada pilots. When I'm flying from like my hometown to Ottawa, I'm like buckle up. There's like some 19-year-old kid on the yoke today.
you are correct. So what do you think the odds are of getting hit, not dead, hit by a car on a bicycle? If you had to guess.
Like on an average ride?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably like 1 in 2,000.
How come this guy has the exact same voice as you?
Hold on. Someone just subscribed and said we have the same voice. That's not true. What did you say the odds were?
Like 1 in 2,000?
Of getting hit by a car while you're riding your bike.
Yeah, on an average ride.
So something you love, you would not roll a D2000 for.
In this situation, yeah, I would rather. I mean, like, honestly, I think back to like when I was running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
I was doing, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think, probably like 30 to 50 miles a week on the treadmill, right?
Running?
Just yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
jogging.
Yeah.
But just man-moding it with like, you know, headphones in, like listening to audiobooks and stuff like that. And everybody was like, wow, like you're stupid. Why would you run on a treadmill? You live in a beautiful city. You've got like beautiful outdoor paths and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I would say. That's the
So
benefit
I-
of living in a city.
At first I was like, you know, like I just like the treadmill. It works for me. I'm not gonna mess with it. But then one day I was like, you know, they're right. It's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go out and run like on the seawall. I'm gonna run on the beach. And I tripped on some loose ground and tore my meniscus, and then like couldn't walk for like 3 weeks and haven't jogged since. Essentially,
Did you?
the same thing with the Peloton, man. There's if you're doing it for exercise, there's a lot of benefits to doing it in a more controlled environment inside. Like honestly, I think if you ride your bike for exercise outside, you're weak. You know why?
Why?
Peloton don't have any ability to coast. Oh, my legs are tired. Oh, that's okay. I'll just stop pedaling on this downhill and still gather speed. Oh, there's a stoplight. I'll just hit the brakes here and then like rest for a minute. You don't have that on a 60-minute Dennis Morton jam band ride, dude. You're pedaling the whole time.
Wait, I have a personal question.
Okay.
Did you ever get your meniscus fixed?
No.
You're walking around with a floating meniscus?
I don't know. My body fixed it.
Does it still hurt?
No, it did for like a couple years.
I mean, but there, I guess, you know what I just realized? I feel like you're 67% George Costanza.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because you took a one sample size of running outdoor once and applied it to your entire life.
Yeah, but other people took a 0 sample size. They said they didn't even know me, and they're like, you're making a mistake. And me, as a younger man, I was like, you're probably right. I trust other people. Me, as an adult, I'm like, I've never regretted following the beat of my own drum. I trust now that I know myself better than other people know me. Though that's going to be shocking for 22-year-olds in Twitch chat.
Episode 375 of Isaac Begs to Differ. All right. All right, don't die.
I got stuck on the most BS piece of architecture I've ever seen.
You wanna know
I remember this.
You wanna know the most BS class I ever saw created?
Yes.
In my high school, they had like architecture. It was like the history of architecture, but it was an art class. Like, bro, they were just slapping stuff together and then making it look good after. There doesn't a whole class need to be dedicated to it. Well, what about the Gothic era? Yeah, they look like something from Bloodborne. What else do you need to know?
See, I'm like, I think we're like diametrically opposed on that stuff. I wish there were more classes like that in my high school.
Why?
And less classes that were like pure mathematics and science that is actually like, hang on one second, I gotta focus. Like, cause I think it makes you a more well-rounded individual. Like if you're going into science or math, you can learn that stuff in college anyway, cause they have to reteach it cause some people went to school in like, you know, their mom's basement in North Dakota. She might not be like a calculus professor. I think having the opportunity to be, you know, multidisciplinary in your education at a young age is important.
Well, guess what, brother? Those people that made all those Gothic Bloodborne buildings, where do you think they learned it from? Math, symmetry.
I'm not anti-math. I'm pro also the humanities.
Yeah, but I like art, but like building art? Come on.
I mean, I don't really get architecture, but I accept that there's something beautiful about it being like a melange of aesthetics plus like structural engineering.
But, and here's my thing. I like looking at cool buildings, but I don't like when someone tries to like chef up the macaroni and be like, oh, did you know that was inspired by the French architect Mormont Chateau? No, it wasn't. Just someone wanted to make something look cool, and so they made it look cool. It's not because of anything else that happened.
I can understand your perspective, but I don't like it. When I was 17, I would have agreed with you 100%.
What are you?
Like,
what are you trying to say?
In 12th grade, like we took 4 classes a semester. In 12th grade, I took geometry, algebra, calculus, chemistry, physics, biology, English, and a spare. So like
What was the last thing you said?
A
spare?
It's like a free period.
It's called a spare?
Yeah, we called it a spare.
Oh, like a, not a strike.
Like a spare, like it's a free period.
Gotcha.
Like it's an extra, like a spare tire.
Gotcha.
And then like I was like, that's because I'm like book smart. I should be like taking like all these classes that are like really important. Turns out you start your first year of university in science. Guess what I'm taking? Geometry, algebra, calculus, biology, chemistry, physics, and it's like 7 spares. I'm like, I should have taken a photography class or like home ec or something like that.
Brother, that I had a steady diet of that stuff. That were the best classes. Home ec, making angel food cake. Come on, like, are you kidding me? You didn't get to do any of that stuff?
I didn't have that. I didn't have shop. I didn't have anything that would have made me a better husband. Bro, I was nerd maxing.
Bro,
I had to learn all that stuff on the job.
Wait, my 8th grade shop teacher, dude, and we were hooligans, man. There were probably 15 like industrial jigsaws in the class we were able to use.
Oh, man.
And if you put the piece of wood in there and you didn't hold it down, it would just flop around. And so there was one day towards the end of the year, there was like 8 of us, because our teacher, I won't say his name, but he was missing like his 5th and 4th digits from the shop class incident. He would always he was like the angry neighbor. So what we would do on one of the last days was like, all right, if one of us does it, puts the 2x4 in there and lets it flop around, we're gonna get in trouble. But what if all 8 of us do it at the same time? We did so we did that, and he just kind of looked at us and just gave us like the we didn't know that at the time, but the Ben Affleck look, like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
and I feel like in that moment I grew up a little bit, because we all, like, one of us turned off our jigsaw, then another one, and it wasn't as funny as we thought it was gonna be. Because
it's funny now, though.
Yeah, it is. But imagine like being 13 years old and being able to use an industrial jigsaw. I mean, it was like,
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's right. Like, so I was in like a an accelerated program in the 8th grade. So all the kids who came out of that for 9th grade, they were like, we can't put these nerds in shop class. Like, someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
So instead, they like a homebrewed an information technology class for us to play like Flash games instead of learning any valuable skills with our hands.
Like, what Flash games did you play?
Man. Just addictinggames.com. Just send it, bro.
That's all you did in class was go there and play games?
Literally, so this is like the year 2002. Our computer teacher was like 71 years old. He would give us like a 5-minute lecture and he'd be like, the hard drive is the part of the computer where the data is stored. Okay, now like go nuts. And then we would have like 64 minutes of just like free time.
Did you have internet?
Yeah, man.
Oh, wait, so what would you do?
It was a computer lab with like 30 computers. We would just go to addictinggames.com. You know, it's crazy. There's a tie-in to 1 Hour Photo. One of our assignments in computer class was write a movie review. How does that relate to computers? You learn how to format a document in Microsoft Word. Like, there's this weird, like, generational mismatch where, like, the kids obviously knew more than the teacher. So we were like, why are we wasting our time in this class?
Did you have the vertical books that stood up with the binding at the top? Your word process,
like that they would draw on.
No, so like,
oh, the icons from like Windows 3.1.
No, like when you had to do a word processing assignment, like your textbook was like an oversized journalistic pad, but it had like lessons in it.
No, I don't think I ever saw that.
So how did you do your word processing assignments?
Well, I just typed letters on the keyboard in a Microsoft Word because I've been using a computer since I was like 7.
Wait, so would you like ever ask the 7-year-old teacher to play Flash games with you?
No, he like literally just checked his email the whole class.
Well, bro, he's 70. What kind of emails is he getting? He's 70.
Well, that's what I don't like to think about, honestly. And also, he would like give us the lecture for like 10, 15 minutes, and then he would just leave class and he wouldn't come back for like half an hour. Like it was. It was basically daycare.
How did you not like cause immense pogs in the class? Like work on your stand-up routine? You just sit there and just clicked away all day?
I mean, everybody was having a good time. Don't get me wrong. But in hindsight, I'm like, man, they should have forced us to take shop, bro. I wish I knew how to like, you know, do stuff. But then I guess probably back then I would be like, I don't want to do it. And now I'm like, I don't want to do it. So maybe there's some hypocrisy there.
All right, hang in here.
This is the one. You just back it up. You just back it up on this one.
Did you know at that time that like that teacher shouldn't be doing that, or you just thought it was cool?
I don't know. We didn't think it was cool. We were like, this teacher is like weird. Like, he's failing the vibe check for sure, but he was not a favorite teacher. Let's put it that way.
Did you have a favorite teacher?
Yeah.
What made that teacher your favorite?
When they sat on the chair, but they turned the chair around backwards first, so like the back of the chair was at the front.
Like Zach Morris style?
Exact. Well, AC Slater style.
And what did they teach you?
Lots of stuff.
Or you just like the way that the teacher sat?
I feel like it's just, you know, you either got the juice or you don't. As a teacher, I did not have the juice.
You don't?
I was never going to be like Mr. Cooper.
But you could have
been always like, kids, quiet down, quiet down.
You didn't lean into your comedy to get the kids to like you?
They didn't get it. This comedy was a little cerebral for like 7-year-old Korean kids who don't even speak English.
When you lived there, what did you do in your free time?
We drank a lot.
Who, you and the 7-year-olds?
No, me and the other like North American teachers who had like no skills or desire to like assimilate into the culture.
So you just would go and drink at like K-Kona bars in Korea?
No, I mean, just anywhere. K-Kona bars, Korean bars, GS25. The casino that they built in the city, which was super weird because it's illegal for Koreans to gamble, so they built it just for like foreigners to gamble in.
So you didn't like get a Korean experience when you were there? You're just, it was like USA East?
I would say I got an experience of living in Korea, but socially I was mostly hanging out with expats. But like the other thing is like, not to say I couldn't have made more of an effort if I desired to, but like maybe Kate will tell you, like she can either back me up or tell you that I'm projecting or something. But as like an expat in Korea, you should be like a little sus of native Koreans who want to be your friend. Because there's always like, not always, but there's often like an ulterior motive. It's like they want to be your friend, but actually they just want to learn English, which is fine. But like that's also what I'm doing in like my day-to-day life. Or they're like devout missionaries that are trying to convert you to the church, or you know they're perhaps romantically interested in you predominantly because of your skin. Because obviously it couldn't be for any other factor because you fled your home country to run away from either a criminal record or a lack of qualifications. And don't really have that much going for you.
Can I get a +2 for Kate? She said he gets plenty of that Korean experience at home.
You know what's great? I gotta put my wife not on blast, but I'm gonna put her on the spotlight for a second.
Yeah.
Did you know that Korean people, when they accept a phone call from their family, they don't say hi?
What do they say?
When my wife takes a phone call from her mom, the first thing she says, she picks up the phone and says, "Oh my way." You know what it means?
What?
Mom. It's basically like, "Mom, what are you doing? Like, why are you calling me?"
Like why?
And then they don't say bye either. I know the conversation's about to end because my wife starts talking less, and I hear like, "Alasa," and then click. They don't say bye.
What's LSO?
I think it's like "I know" or something like that.
They don't say bye?
They don't say bye.
Can we get some explanation on that?
Okay, would you care to explain yourself?
We don't say bye. Yo, you want to fight this guy to get some more souls?
This guy at the back here?
Yeah, we can just get his leg.
Yeah.
I'll get Timmy. You get the Achilles heel. There we go. Well, there's 2 Timmys.
Almost got him. This must be what it's like to have 2 kids.
Brother, you have no idea.
You're like, just chill, dude. I'll get you your yogurt. I gotta get the cheese first.
Come on.
I kind of felt like the way you described your shop teacher this morning. My daughter has been going through a phase for like a month where she pretends to hate me, which is a lot of fun. I'm also there. We could take this guy. For
Yeah,
sure,
we can
though.
get him.
So she pretends to hate me, and she won't let me like do anything, like play with her or like change her clothes or help brush her teeth or anything like that. So this morning, Kate was in the shower. You know, we got to get ready. We're on a tight schedule in the morning, as most families are. So I was like trying to get her pajamas off so I could change her diaper, and she was like freaking out. She was like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And I was like, "What's the problem?" And she's like, "I want to stay in my diaper." And I was like, "Well, you can't stay in your diaper." Eventually, you know, I got her diaper changed. I put on, you know, some underpants, and she was like, "I want mommy, I want mommy." I threw the blanket on top of her head and said, "Okay, wait for mommy." I went downstairs and started packing her lunch. I was like, life's too short for this. You gotta learn a lesson here.
I respect the heck out of you for sharing that, because there's so many moments like that, and you're like, "Oh, do you say that one, bro?" That's you know that's plus 2,000 parenting. No, you're not gonna read about that on the mommy blogs, but I guarantee you what, when she came down to get her lunch, she probably said thanks, Daddy, and didn't think twice about the blanket.
She actually, when she was eating her yogurt in the morning, she was a little bit more friendly and amenable.
Yeah, I bet she was.
So I'm like, I'm doing this for you. You think I'm really out here like, oh, I can't wait to wake up and change your like urine-soaked diaper? No, I'm like, I got stuff to do too.
Bro, that's like hitting the lottery though. When you open the diaper and it's just liquid, I mean, you can't ask for anything.
Well, you know, we're hoping she gets through the night soon without even needing the diaper, but it's no rush.